Hey there, Tishka. How are you? I hope that you are doing amazing. Thank you so much for ordering this reading from me. Oh my goodness, I was so excited to see your name in my order list again. I was like, woohoo! I absolutely love your energy, and I can't wait to go over all of the different cards that we have here. I was actually cheering while I was drawing these cards up because they are so uplifting and so inspiring as well. You are definitely going to be meeting someone who is going to be on your same wavelength, someone who is going to be vibrating at the same level as you as well. You're not going to have to settle for less is really the overall feel that I'm kind of getting in this reading, is because you're going to be attracting in something that will be ideal for you, something that will be absolutely perfect. Now, don't get me wrong, there is no such thing as perfect, but as perfect as one can get for our own specific needs, as perfect as perfect as we can get for what will fulfill us. There we go. So here is your spread. I ended up drawing quite a few more cards than I normally do, just as a big thank you as well for leaving such a beautiful review as well. I really appreciate it. But yeah, I hope that you enjoy this reading, and let's get right into this. So without any further ado, I will show you the spread. So here it is overall. So we are going to start in the middle of the spread. This is just going to be going over different oracle cards, different pieces of advice, different energies that you might want to utilize and bring into your life as well in order to bring in love and attract that sort of partnership that you want. Then we will go outwards and start at the top. This is going to be going over current energies in regards to love, followed by near future energies in regards to love, and also distant future energies in regards to love. We also have an overall energy card too when it comes to love. Everything just in regards to love overall. So we also have the backs of the decks. So if I just like sort of wander over to those randomly, I'm sorry. But for some reason when I work with your energy as well, I feel very drawn to the backs of the decks, which is something that I normally don't necessarily do in these readings. But I really appreciate it because it definitely gives a lot more insight and a lot more information as well. So without talking your ear off anymore, we are going to get right into your reading and start off with your first two cards that are right here. So these are your angel therapy cards, and these are talking about different pieces of advice that your angels, ancestors, past loved ones, spirit guides, and also gods and goddesses really want you to know and really utilize in order to bring in love. So we have law of attraction, and we also have power animal too. So these are really awesome cards to have, but right off the bat with law of attraction, this is really saying that you are going to be manifesting someone into your life that is going to be on the same vibration as you. You are going to be manifesting someone in who is mature, someone who has done all of the work as well, someone who possibly has been through the same amount of trials and tribulations that you have, someone who is just as warm, open, compassionate, and someone who wants a 50-50 relationship just as much as you do, right? They want someone who is going to be very fair, because I feel like your future partner is going to be someone who is very fair, someone who is very open as well, a very good communicator. They might be an air sign, but I also feel like maybe an earth sign as well. But starting off with this card, right off the bat, it says relationships and activities that you once enjoyed are now changing as you become more sensitive and aware of energies. Now, the reason that this is because we are realizing not only our worth, but what it is that we want out of life, what it is that we want out of a partner, what it is that we want out of pretty much everything, right? We're kind of reanalyzing our life, taking a big look at everything that's going on. And especially with it being a Taurus new moon soon, this is really saying now is the time to feel really good about ourselves, bring in that self-love, that self-care, that self-pride as well, right? Make sure that you're feeling very proud of yourself and all of your accomplishments as well, because you have achieved a lot, right? You're definitely not even in the same place that you were yesterday, and your spirit guides want to give you like a standing ovation for that, right? They're saying good job, you've done it, you've already achieved things that maybe you didn't even thought you could have achieved, in the past. Maybe you thought that they would be outlandish, or maybe you thought, well, there's no way that I could do this or I could do that, but you have. And they want to say that you're capable of so many things, especially bringing in someone that is going to be absolutely wondrous to your life, right? Someone who is healthy as well, for your well-being too. And I'm trying to find a way to word this because I feel like in the past, maybe you've been surrounded by people who haven't necessarily taken your well-being into account. People who have kind of walked all over you. People who, because we have the Ten of Swords up here, right? This is sometimes people stabbing you in the back to leave you for dead, just kind of being like, okay, bye, you know. And it can be shocking. Sometimes it's almost like you find things out about people when it's already too late, and you're like, oh my goodness, what's going on, right? So I feel like going forward, you're going to know your worth enough to that you're not going to be in situations with people where maybe you get a bad feeling about it or a bad vibe, because maybe in the past as well, when it came to relationships, you were like, well, this person might potentially leave me like out in the cold or leave me alone, right? But maybe you just kind of ignored it and gave them the benefit of the doubt because you are a spiritual person. You are someone who is also very compassionate as well, right? But with the law of attraction, this is saying bring in things that you want, only things that you want. Make sure that you're staying very positive as well. Honor your feelings, allow yourself to feel them, but make sure that you are also canceling out any negative energy that you might have put out into the universe unknowingly. Now, remember how we were talking about with this card that you are kind of reevaluating what it is that you want to bring into your life and what it is that you want to have in life overall? That's why this woman is kind of out of place with all of her fish friends. Like, sure, it's another day, you know, she loves hanging out with them. She has Herman here, she has Franklin and Freddie. Like, she has her whole group, right? But she's not enjoying it because she's like, wow, there is someone out there that is meant for me. There's something else that I'm supposed to be doing. And it's almost like an anxious feeling. Like, you know, something is on the horizon. You know that there's going to be a big change in your life. And maybe that's also the same for you. Maybe you feel like there's going to be something coming. There's going to be something right around the corner that is going to be so beautiful for you as well. But it's just kind of like, what is it? So maybe you're even thinking like, how do I find a good partner? How do I go find this person? And the law of attraction is really saying, make sure that not only are you doing your affirmations, staying very grateful for what it is that you have as well, so that the universe can gift you more. But this is also saying to kind of stay balanced as well while you're in this energy of reevaluating and looking at things and saying, what is it that I want out of life? Because it's not necessarily that you don't like these things anymore. It's just that you're growing, you're maturing, you're changing. It's just like the Page of Cups. You know, it's like this page down here. At some age, he is going to abandon that fish in the cup. You know, he's going to put that back into the ocean and say, hey, I can't be holding that hostage, right? I have to keep going forward and having my own fun. I have to mature. I have to grow. And in order to get new things, you have to kind of release old things that don't serve us anymore as well. So I just kind of wanted to put that out there because it might even be a little bit uncomfortable for this angel to be underwater, right? Because she feels like, oh my goodness, I can't breathe. So make sure that you're taking time for yourself as well. You're having those naps, having a power nap, right? I know it says power animal, but I immediately thought of a power nap. And some of the greatest people on earth take power naps. Oh my goodness. I think it was like Bill Gates takes naps every single day, and he's been doing that for like ever. But honestly, make sure that you're staying well rested, you're staying very hydrated as well, and you're just taking care of yourself overall. And putting out those manifestations too, saying like, I am going to attract someone who is going to be absolutely ideal for me. Say, I am only attracting unconditional love. I am only attracting a partner who is going to be basing a relationship off of reciprocity. I am attracting someone who vibrates on the same level as me. And not only that, but I also feel like when we are attracting our perfect partner, make sure that you are putting out the same energy, that you are being that perfect partner as well. So with Power Animal, it says your animal spirit guide is a guardian to you and is helping you with this situation. So it could be that your power animals, your spirit animals are guiding you to this person. Maybe you start noticing an influx of birds, right? Maybe there's a certain kind of bird, like maybe you're seeing a cardinal all the time everywhere, or maybe even like a blue jay or something along those lines, and you're just sort of like, what is that? Your guides are saying that they're sending you messages for this. You're probably going to be meeting this person a lot when you start seeing these signs as well. But for the most part, I feel like, you know, power animals don't just have to be spirit animals that you've had since birth, or animals that have kind of you've picked up with on the way on your journey, because sometimes we can have medicine from these animals that will really help us in certain times of our life. But I feel like for the most part, it might also just be past pets, your past loved ones that are saying, hey, I'm still with you, I'm in your energy field, because that's what I see when I see this card overall. I think of people who have had maybe goldfish, or maybe they've had a cat that they really loved, or a dog, or, whatever that might be, maybe even a bearded dragon, or, there is no difference between souls. What I love to tell everyone is that we are all flowers. We'll just be different versions of each flower, right? Just like there are different versions of violets, and then there's hydrangeas, and then there's peonies. We are all the same because we're flowers, and the same with animals. It's just some are purple, some are smaller than others, and that's the same with animals. So regardless of if you had a pet platypus, because we have platypus here, or regardless of if you had a dog that you really loved or a snake, know that they are always with you. It's not just a thing of, even flies, even bugs have energy that can stay and can linger. I know this is kind of getting off track, but I actually had a plant. It was a lucky bamboo plant, and I had them in water, and one of them passed away, and it was so strange. Every time that I would have this thought in my head that said, plant them in soil, I would smell the smell of that rotting bamboo plant, right? And I'd look over at the other ones, and finally one day, it lasted for probably 3 weeks. I would be walking around outside of the house, and I would smell that and get that thought in my head. Finally, I repotted them in some soil. They have been thriving ever since, made new bamboos. I have not smelled that smell ever since. So I definitely feel like whatever sort of energy you're putting into these animals or your plants as well, they will stay with you. They will stick with you as well. They will watch over you and make sure that you are protected, make sure that you are being guided into a loving relationship as well. Sorry for a little bit of a rant, but I just wanted to kind of share that, because sometimes people can be like, well, I had a betta fish that I really, really loved, and I'm not sure if they're still around, but when I see cards like this, I feel like, yes, they are still around, because you are someone who is phenomenal, right? And they see that you are someone who needs the help. Now, you might not need like a lot of help, but they're just kind of like, I need to get the ball rolling. I need to find someone who's going to be absolutely perfect for her, right? And maybe your power animal is really taking that as their job in particular. They're just kind of like, yes, this is a job for me. They're not letting even your spirit guides touch that. They're like, nope, you leave this in my hands, and the rest will all go from there. Now, I don't know if you already work with your spirit animals, but if not, maybe you should also do some meditations as well that will help you to introduce you to some of your spirit animals, because they are a wonderful way to utilize those energies in our day-to-day life. I see right now, just from these animal energies down here, we have puffins, we have a lion energy, and an echidna as well. But a lot of bird energy right off the bat. We also have an owl, and we have a platypus with the puffins, or a penguin. Why did I say platypus? Maybe it is a platypus. That's one of your spirit animals. But anyway, going on to your next 3 cards, these are going to be your animal messages cards, and these are going to be talking about what sort of energies you should utilize when attracting this person, what sort of characteristics, qualities, and traits you should utilize as well. So we have unicorn, woohoo, followed by penguin and platypus. Okay, so these are actually some of my favorite cards in this deck, with penguin being my number 1 favorite. But unicorn says, indulge your creative, imaginative, and magical side through some form of artistic expression. Now, when I see this card in particular, this usually comes out when someone is a spiritual teacher, when someone is also kind of destined to write books, when someone is very creative, when someone is very imaginative, but when they also have a lot to share with other people, when you have a very wonderful outlook on life and a really wonderful way of seeing things. You are someone who can see every perspective. You are someone who wants to see both sides of the coin and then make your own educated decisions. I feel like especially with politics, you might be the type of person who stays very much in the middle, and you make your own decision. You come to your own decisions here. And that's what your guides are saying is so beautiful about you. So make sure that you're also making your own decisions on what it is that you want with a partner. Now, I'm going to just quickly touch back on the law of attraction, because you are a master manifester, right? You are basically basically the magician. You are someone who is very intuitive, someone who is very spiritual as well, someone who's very gifted, very inclined spiritually, I suppose you can say. You might also be very good with mediumship. So maybe you're kind of receiving signs that, yes, someone is going to be coming into your life soon, and very soon at that, right? And maybe you're just kind of like, where are they? I don't see them, right? But they're coming. It's just sort of like, make sure that you're staying very creative. Make sure that you're putting yourself in environments as well where you feel inspired. Maybe going to a local cafe and writing a book. I don't know. You could also go to seminars and workshops, maybe sewing classes, maybe painting courses as well, because I feel like your future partner is someone who is going to share the same interests as you. They're someone who you're going to manifest in with the law of attraction. You're going to bring them into fruition, into your life as well. And it's going to be for the better. It's going to be something that is very healing as well. They love how healing you are. I just kind of wanted to put that out there. But honestly, make sure that you're staying very creative. Make sure that you are tapping into your imagination as well. My moss agate is getting really, really warm as well. So I feel like maybe you are someone who has a really good connection with plants. Maybe you're someone who should also kind of go to gardening centers. I don't know why, but maybe this is someone who works at a gardening center or someone who does a really, really good job with plants. Maybe this is someone who also has a really good green thumb and someone who is just as spiritual. So make sure that you're putting yourself out there and allowing yourself to have conversations with people as well, because I feel like when you're making this list and checking it twice, right? But honestly, make sure that you're writing a list. I want a partner that is going to be smart, charismatic, someone who's funny, someone who is very generous as well, right? We want someone who is very well balanced. We want someone who is a good decision maker. Write a list of things that you would really love in a partner. Now, it doesn't have to just be what they look like. It doesn't have to be descriptive qualities, I suppose you can say. It could also just be like, hey, I want this, this, and this. And the universe shall provide, but make sure that you're being very specific as well. Make sure that you're saying, I want someone who is going to bring a very healthy relationship to me, someone who is very unconditionally loving as well. Woohoo! Because this is someone who is just as artistic as you are. This is someone who is just as creative as well. Maybe they're an author. Maybe that's why I was talking about writing books. Maybe there's someone who is also going to be writing books. But going forward, we have Penguin. It says the period of darkness that you've been experiencing is now passing. Woohoo! And you see how we have all of these beautiful colors going on here? It's almost like a rainbow, but the overall color that we have here is blue, which is saying that, not only are you someone that's very healing, but you're going to be feeling very healed after all of these trials, right? Because with that 10 of Swords, I know I keep bringing that back, but honestly, that's a heavy energy, right? That's something where you're just kind of like, oh my goodness. But it is an ending of a cycle. It's almost like painful endings being beautiful beginnings, right? And I think that is definitely a testament to you that you have been through a lot of changes. You've been through a lot of painful endings as well, but it's going to bring something beautiful into your life as well, which is why we have this card. This is saying you don't have to worry about it. You can have that sigh of relief that all of that heavy time is kind of over. You don't have to worry about all of those heavy energies any longer, because you are stepping into a new dawn and a new day, right? It's going to be absolutely beautiful and absolutely breathtaking, almost spectacular as well. Remember how we were talking about you're going to be feeling like you hit the lottery almost, because we do have that Wheel of Fortune card, and the Wheel of Fortune comes up a lot in this reading, right? This is saying you are going to be having a lot of change, so make sure that you're staying very gracious to it. You're kind of staying very fluid as well. To anything that happens, to where you're just kind of like navigating through and allowing yourself to go with the flow, because that's what I think of with platypus energy. It says stop complaining and focus your attention on the blessings in your life. There isn't anything too bad going on right now. It's that sort of an energy of, don't worry, allow yourself to have that time of relaxation. Allow yourself to just go with the flow, because platypi, I suppose you could say, are very, very amazing swimmers. They are wonderful at just gliding through the water and allowing themselves to heal. We have a lot of healing energies, and I also want to say that we have the Chariot in here. So it could be that maybe you're going to meet a Cancer that comes into your life. There's a lot of water energy too, so this might also be a water sign individual, but I feel like for the most part, you're going to meet this person when you're feeling very healed. When you're feeling like, I'm just going to kind of let go. I'm going to go with the universe. I'm just going to go with the flow and not worry about anything, right? And I know it's totally easier said than done. I totally understand that. But make sure that you're taking it one day at a time, one step at a time as well. As long as we are making those baby steps and making that progress forward, it is still progress, right? So just focus on the things that are going right. Stay very gracious, have that sense of gratitude as well, and say thank you as many times as you can, even before you go to bed. Say thank you, universe, for the roof over my head and the water that I can drink and the food that I can eat as well. Because we have a lot that we can be so thankful for and so happy that is really into our lives as well. So going forward, but I really just wanted to bring that up again, that honestly, you are going to have a lot of change. So make sure that you stay very gracious and very open to the change as well. But going on to your next card for the back of the deck, I just wanted to talk about the cat energy, because this is saying it's time to strike out on your own and relinquish your overdependency on others. So make sure that you're putting yourself out there, like we had touched on with the unicorn energy, that even if someone isn't willing to kind of go out to a club with you or a bar or a seminar or workshop or really wherever it is that you want to go, make sure that you're putting yourself out there as well. Get an Uber or a Lyft. Allow yourself to go out and have fun without having to need other people around you, allow yourself to be in that self-sufficient energy, because that's really how you're going to meet this person as well. But going on to your next two cards, these are going to be your Secrets of the Mystic Grove Oracle cards, and these are talking about what sort of energy you are going to be manifesting into your life with the law of attraction. So these are really interesting cards, because we actually have number 23, Adventure, followed by number 11, Solitude, and it's like, what? Adventure and solitude, right? But starting off with number 23, Adventure, the number 23 would be 5, so this is also talking again about change, which would be the Wheel of Fortune, which we actually have, I think, 2 more times down here. And this is really talking about accepting it, accepting change very graciously, because it's going to bring us new experiences, it's going to bring us new abundance as well, and will also allow us to fulfill our wishes as long as that we are getting out there. There's a quote that's kind of like, you won't be able to win the game if you don't play it. It's an automatic lose if you just decide, hey, I'm not going to play that game, right? But if you're actually taking that risk, you're putting yourself out there, you're putting yourself into these situations, almost like taking that leap of faith, you are going to meet people who have kind of decided to make that same leap of faith. I'm trying to find the way to describe this, because I'm getting so excited. I'm like, yes! But honestly, these are going to be people who are very like-minded. Maybe this is even someone who was a little bit nervous about jumping into the unknown by themselves. Maybe they're a little bit nervous about meeting new people as well. Maybe they have a little bit of social anxiety. And that's how you're going to meet this person, is that they're just kind of like, oh my goodness, you also conquered your fears and were able to kind of come out to these situations and come out with me and be able to experience these adventures with me, I suppose you can say. But you're going to meet a lot of people, I feel like, over the next year, even the next 2 years, right? This is going to be a really conductive energy, a lot of helpful people as well. But you're going to be very happy that you took those risks. You're going to be very happy that you aimed for the stars as well. Make sure that you're allowing yourself to have fun too, that you're not staying very, very serious. Because going on with the next card, we have number 11, Solitude. It says rest, ponder, quiet, and sanctuary. So it's also saying make sure that you're taking time for yourself. It's very much that nap energy that we were talking about earlier, right? Very much kind of going into that self-reflective love sort of a state. Do you see how there's all snow on the pine cones and, all of the branches? That's really saying that now is her time sort of for hibernation. She can allow herself to reflect on what it is that she wants to do in her next upcoming year as she hibernates, as she takes this time for herself as well. But do you see the moon in the background? It's still saying that she's very much relying on her intuition. That's why she goes into these quiet spaces. Oh my goodness, maybe you have to meditate more. Maybe that's what your guides are saying. Maybe you're actually going to gain some information on your future partner and on the person that you're going towards in your dreams. Yeah, have you been having dreams lately about someone? I feel like I should add that in, because I feel like maybe if you have a dream, especially where maybe it's snowing or something along those lines, that's going to be a sign for sure. So make sure that you're following your intuition and you're following your gut instinct. If something kind of tells you, hey, go down to the corner store, why not? Go down, get yourself a nice candy or, maybe like a drink or something along those lines and say, hey, I'm going to say hello to at least one new person. Maybe even make that a goal every week. I'm going to introduce myself to one new person. Even just go up to someone and say, hey, how are you today, right? Just allow yourself to meet new people, become acquaintances with people as well, but also allow yourself to take time for yourself, have that rest, have that repose, I suppose you can say. But wow, what a wonderful energy, because when we have solitude, we can allow ourselves to feel more like the Queen of Wands again. This is lioness energy, right? This is very much saying you're someone who's very warm, someone who's very passionate. You are a go-getter. You are a trendsetter as well. Someone who is very open. It's almost like you feel like your life is an open book as long as someone is willing to read it, right? Is very, very much the energy that we have here. You're a force to be reckoned with as well because you know your worth, which is why you're not going to be settling for the Page of Cups. I'll tell you that right now, because you are the Queen of Wands. You can get a lot better of an offer, right? You don't have to just sort of wait around for scraps when you are the lioness. You are the one hunting down the prey. You are the one making the kill, right? So why would you wait around for everyone else's scraps? Is the energy that I'm getting here. It's a definite energy of self-worth and self-love. Oh my goodness, self-appreciation. I actually got goosebumps. I was like, oh my goodness. But it's also allowing yourself to take root where you are, knowing that you don't have to rush, knowing that you don't have to stress yourself out about having a time limit as well, right? Just kind of go with the flow, allow the universe to take control. I know I keep saying that, but honestly, I feel like that's like the main vibe of your reading, is allowing things to just sort of be, allowing things to happen as they will. Because it could be that maybe, you have some earth in your chart that makes you feel like, not necessarily that you have to control a situation, but it makes you feel a little bit more comfortable to know at least what's going on, right? That sort of stable foundation of knowing, like, what's going on here, why is this happening, and making sense of a bad situation as well, which is why we have this Echidna energy with the Five of Swords. This is saying you've learned your lessons in the past, especially through situations that you might have felt a little bit defeated in. But the Echidna, again, is very, very strong. We have all of these quills on his back, as well as these spiky claws, definitely a force to be reckoned with. Same with platypus. Platypus are very poisonous, right? So it's very much saying know your worth. Know that, you don't have to allow people to take advantage of you as well. You can stick up for yourself and not have to worry about these people judging you or saying, like, because some people can think the Queen of Wands is a little bit of a jerk, right? Queen of Wands and Queen of Swords, people are like, oh my goodness, what a jerk. But she really isn't. But she knows what she wants. She knows what she wants, and she's not going to settle for less. And I think that is something very, very admirable about the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords, is that they are truthful to themselves. They are forthcoming with themselves as well. They are honest, they are open, and they know what they want. So why would they settle for less? And that's very much this Five of Swords. But make sure that you're also willing to take action, that you're willing to take that change and not just sort of stay stagnant. Now, I also want to say that there is a difference between being stagnant and just allowing yourself to rest, So allow yourself to have that recovery, have that time for yourself as well, but make sure that you're still making progress. Make sure that you, like I said, are introducing yourself even once a week to someone new, because we also have the Three of Cups, which is puffin energy. Woohoo! This is a really wonderful card. This is talking about community, togetherness, having fun, going out to parties, meeting new people as well who have like-minded kind of passions, hobbies. Maybe they really like doing crafts. They really love DIY projects. These are people who are really going to uplift you, people who are going to be in your soul tribe, your soul family, if you will, your soulmates, your friends' soulmates, your partner soulmates as well. This is also saying spend time with your friends and family. Go towards your family and say, hey, do you guys want to hang out at, this restaurant? Do you guys want to go here? Do you guys want to go there? This is just kind of get-togethers. This is fun energy. This is very creative energy as well. So make sure that you're putting yourself out there in these situations, because there are a lot of people to meet, right? Is really the energy that we get here. So going on into the spread, I'm actually going to move the camera up a little bit. There we go. Perfect. So we are going to be covering your first 4 cards. These are going to be your Ludi Leska cards, and these are talking about current energies in regards to love. So we have the King of Pentacles, followed by the Ten of Swords. Let me see. There we go. Focus my camera. I'm sorry about that. We also have the Hermit and also the Two of Wands in reverse. Okay, so here's the deal. You know, there was something that went on with the King of Pentacles. It could just be that you're trying to find something that's going to be a lot more stable. You're trying to find something that is going to bring you a good foundation, a firm foundation, if you will, as well. Something that, you know, you can live on for many, many generations to come, right? Something that will be there for your children and your children's children. That's what I think of when I see the King of Pentacles. Even when it isn't, you know, something along those lines, it's still someone trying to find a good foundation, someone trying to find a firm foundation. But the King of Pentacles is also being sure about yourself, you know? It's having goals, having dreams while still having matured, still having found that foundation in us. We're balanced. We're able to take care of our money. We're able to take care of our priorities as well. But with the Ten of Swords, it's almost like there was a little bit of a heartbreak. Maybe someone did stab you in the back. Maybe someone kind of took you around for a ride. It could have even been this this King of Pentacles, you know, who kind of brought you this Ten of Swords, who brought you to the end of a cycle. But you're realizing it's almost like you're reflecting on all of the ends of relationships and all of the ends of cycles that have come before this person, and you've kind of said, wow, you know, I need someone who's going to be very stable. Oh my goodness, maybe that's even you, right? Because we have the King of Pentacles with the Hermit card, so it's almost like, yeah, I know what it is that I want, but I'm going to go forward by myself until I find it, until I find something that is going to be fulfilling for me, something that is going to be spiritually fulfilling for me as well, because maybe you've been in partnerships in the past before where they haven't necessarily fulfilled your soul. And that sounds really like cryptic and really deep, but it totally isn't. Like, I feel like you just want someone who is going to provide you a good conversation, and everyone just kind of brings you surface level stuff, and you're just kind of like, no, let's go below the surface. Let's go below everything. Tell me about your childhood. Tell me about your teenage years. Tell me about every aspect of your life. You are someone who wants to know every aspect about other people because you yourself are very enlightened. You are someone who has had to work very hard to get to this king level, to be that matured individual, to be someone who can take care of themselves as well. You know, and that's why we have the Two of Wands in reverse. Maybe you're even feeling a little bit hesitant about where is it that I go to look for this person, because the Two of Wands in reverse can indicate, you know, that you're kind of having a little bit of a hard time making a decision in regards to, it could even be love, it could be financial, it could be also in regards to friendship. But for the most part, I really feel like you're just kind of like, where do I go to meet this person? How do I meet this person? How do I bring them in for the most part? And do you see how she has a journal as well? So I feel like journaling is going to be something that is very, very wonderful for you, especially with bringing in blessings through the law of attraction. You might find that a law of attraction journal is going to be something that helps bring it into fruition a lot faster. You know, you might be someone who works a lot better with a journal, or also with a manifestation board. There we go. I was trying to think of the name. Sorry for being so tongue-tied today. Oh my goodness. Maybe your future partner that you're going to meet, because someone definitely is coming in. I mean, in the near future energies, we have the Chariot. Come on now. This is fast forward movement. This is fast forward movement towards something good. And why am I saying that? Because we have the Five of Wands in reverse. This is conflict, right? In the upright, this is saying, hey, I don't want drama anymore. You're moving towards relationships and partnerships that are going to be so fulfilling. And that's why I'm saying it's going to be fulfilling to your soul as well. It's not going to be something that puts you at like an unease. There we go. It's going to put you at ease. It's going to make you feel really comfortable. It's going to make you feel very whole as well. You know, it's almost going to feel like with this Five of Wands in reverse, you're getting rid of people out of your life that have brought you drama, that have brought you hardships as well. And you're going towards people that are going to bring you a lot more happiness, which is why we have the Queen of Cups here as well. It's interesting that you had the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups, because these are two very differing energies. Now, the Queen of Cups will make decisions based off of her heart, off of her emotions as well. She's someone who is very sensitive, but she is also the master of her emotions, right? She knows that the only person that can make her truly upset is herself. You know, if someone were to try to ruin her day, the only person that would allow them to ruin her day is her. You know, because I feel like also like the Who's in Whoville, you know, when the Grinch stole Christmas, and it was just like the Who's were just like, it's okay, we can all stand outside in the cold and sing our songs, you know, like, and the Grinch was like, I literally tried to ruin everything for you guys and you're still happy, like, what are you doing? And I feel like that's the energy here, is you're going towards balance. You're going towards kind of, you can stand on your own 2 feet as well. You're in control of your own emotions. You're the captain of your own ship, right? I suppose you can say. But you're moving towards people as well who are going to be just as sentimental, people who are going to be just as emotionally open, and they're going to be very emotionally mature as well. It's going to almost be like drinking a nice tall glass of water after a really hot day, because you're going to meet people who are very mature, people who are very like-minded. And I know I keep saying that, oh my goodness, but it's going to be so different from this Page of Cups energy in the reverse. And maybe you're even going to be feeling a little bit sad, like, you know, I want to reach out to someone, I want to reach out to someone in particular, but maybe you feel like they don't necessarily level up to the level that you want to be on. And I'm not saying that like in a rude way or in like kind of a narcissist way, I suppose you could say, because sometimes we can say like, oh, well, someone's not on our level, you know, and that can be like, don't be there. But the way that I'm meeting this is that this is someone who is going to be just as spiritual as you. This is someone who is going to be wanting that same level of commitment as well, which is why we have the Two of Pentacles. They want a balance. They don't want to be juggling just like you. But maybe you're a little bit nervous. You know, maybe you're just like, I don't know if I necessarily want to make communication with someone who might not take this seriously, someone who might not be very mature. You know, but regardless, we have the Two of Pentacles with the Two of Swords, a lot of 2 energy, a lot of balance, a lot of equilibrium, right? And it might be a little bit of a struggle because we have a little bit of almost like a hurricane in the background because there's choppy waters. He's really having to concentrate while he juggles these pentacles. And with the Two of Swords, this is saying, I'm having a hard time making a decision, right? Oh my goodness. And the Two of Wands in the reverse as well. Yeah, there might be someone in your life that you're kind of juggling and you're kind of saying, should I go towards them? Should I not go towards them as well? This could be in the near future. Maybe you meet someone who's brand new, but I feel like this could also be someone who comes back into your life who was a friend. Let me see. Hold on real quick. I'm going to see if there's any other messages that I have. For the most part, make sure that you're trusting your intuition, though, because we have another moon in the background. So this is saying when making a decision, make sure that you're falling on what fulfills you. Remember how I was saying go towards what fulfills you in your soul, right? If someone is going to make a good conversation with you, if someone is going to make you feel like, wow, you know, I am a literal queen, then go towards them. But if they make you feel a lack of balance, if they make you feel unsteady, you know, or if they make you have that sort of doubt of, should I go towards them, you know, trust that instinct as well. Make sure you trust that intuition, because there is actually a book that is kind of, the title is The Gift of Fear, and I actually like that. You know, I like to think that fear is sometimes a gift to us as well, because that's our intuition saying something is off, something isn't quite right here, you know. So there is a definite difference between doing something we're fearful of because it's something a little bit different, you know, it's something that's a little bit out of the normal, but there's also that fear where it's like something isn't right. So make sure that you're trusting that intuition. So going on to distant future energies, this is where it gets really good. Because honestly, on the back of the cards for the Ludi Lescott deck, we have the Ace of Cups. So it's really saying that you are going to be getting an offer. You are going to be having a new beginning when it comes to love, right? It's going to be something that's very stable, but make sure that you're manifesting it, because we do have the Magician in reverse. So it's saying like, hey, you know, it might be a little bit hard to bring this in, but make sure that you're staying very positive. Make sure that you are also having that list of things that you're very grateful for as well, because when the universe can see that we're enjoying what we already have, they will want to bring us more as well. But going on to future energies, distant future energies for love, we have the Ten of Chalices, the Wheel, and the Knight of Swords. Okay, so this is where it gets really, really great, okay? Because so far it's just kind of been a slow burn. It's just been like, okay. But right now it's like, wow, wowza. Because the Ten of Chalices, this is what we ideally want to see in a relationship reading. I mean, let's be honest here, in a love reading, we strive to see the Ten of Chalices. Because this is sentimentality. This is something that means a lot to both of you. This is happy family, happy life. This is having all of the love in the world. It's almost like home is where the heart is, right? It's not just based on the fact of, yeah, we bought this house and now we have to live here for the next 50 years, Harold. You know, like, it's not that sort of an energy. It's just sort of like, we're going to make the best out of any situation. We're just happy because we're all together. It's almost like a hermit crab energy, to where you have like your shell is your home, but they're also very social creatures. So it's like you're really going to enjoy your friends and your family during this time, and also your partner. you're going to meet someone who wants to settle down with you, someone who potentially wants to have children, whether this be like actual children or like animal baby children. You are going to have that sort of a partnership and that sort of a relationship as well. And do you see the difference, honestly, between this 10 of Swords and this 10 of Cups? Honestly, I live for it. I live for this difference because we have this all bright and all happy, and over here it's like it's dreary, it's sad, it's our fears, it's our worst towards this and not what could potentially go wrong, because maybe with past bad relationships as well, or just disappointments in general. It could just even be disappointments when it came to love. Maybe giving our hearts away to someone who was emotionally unavailable in the past. Learning from that, allowing ourselves to grow as well, and kind of taking that compassion and bringing it towards ourselves as well. There we go. Being gentle with ourselves, allowing ourselves to grow and find something that will be very conductive to ourselves, to society, and to our life path as well. Because I feel like with the 10 of Chalices, this is really a relationship that you're bettering each other, right? I'm honestly going to be honest, this is the relationship you strive for. This is the relationship that everyone wants to have, is the 10 of Chalices. And it's just happy life. It's coming to the end of the cycle, but feeling like all of your wishes have been fulfilled. There's not much else that you could possibly want. So woohoo! Honestly, we could just kind of close the reading out now. Bye. No. But going on to your next card, we have the Wheel again. So it's definitely saying there's going to be changes in your life. I also want to say that sometimes people can enter our life just for a season. Sometimes they're just there for a lesson that we have to learn. It doesn't make them any less valuable. It doesn't mean that they were any less important to the journey or where we were in life as well. It just was something that we had to experience. They were someone that had to come in for that period of time, and then maybe they just had to leave as well. But regardless, I feel like someone is going to be coming into your life and making communication with you very, very fast. Remember how I said that your partner is going to be someone who is incredible at communication? Oh my goodness. That's why we have the Knight of Swords here, because this is saying they are going to move very, very fast towards you, very fast towards talking. It's almost like this sword could also be used as a letter opener. Just a really extreme letter opener. And he's like, yes, ye old package has arrived. And he's so excited. And I feel like that's going to be the energy, is that the two of you are so excited to just be able to interact and be able to talk as well, because you have the same exact hobbies and passions and likes. And that's why we have the 10 of Chalices, because it's not going to be a situation where opposites attract. It's going to be like you guys are very much the same. You like the same things, and it's going to be like, wow, we mirror each other. Let's get married. Maybe not as drastic, but honestly, it's going to result in something that is going to bring a lot of happiness and a lot of change into your life. But we also have the Empress and also the 3 of Chalices. So notice how we have 2 3s here. Oh my goodness. 3 is all about harmony, making sure that you are in harmony with yourself, in equilibrium. Oh my goodness. And I just looked up and we have another 3 of Cups as well. So not only spending time with your friends and family, but the 3 of Chalices in this deck in particular, this is the Ludi Lescott deck. This is talking about enjoying the little things in life. Not letting yourself get worked up about maybe the little spilled milk, or I suppose you can say. But honestly, this is just kind of having that positive outlook, looking towards the future very excitedly as well, very passionately, and saying, hey, I am the master of my emotions. I am the one who is in charge of myself as well. And we also have this Empress card. She is every queen in the deck rolled into one. She has mastered every emotion of herself, every suit of herself as well. She knows every aspect of her being. And I think that is so beautiful that at the end of this reading, in the distant future, you are going to be at this Empress level. You are going to be someone who doesn't settle. You are going to be someone who is in complete harmony with herself. Someone who is focusing on her mind, her body, and her spirit all at the same time. And I think that is so, so beautiful, that you are becoming in harmony with yourself. Sorry about that, Tishka. My phone stopped recording, but we are right back on track. But yeah, you are going to be an absolute harmony with yourself. You are going to be feeling so, so good as well. And I think that is so, so beautiful. So going on to your next card before we go on to your last one, this is also the Wheel of the Year, which I was screaming. I was like, there is a big change coming your way in the distant future. And it's going to be one where you feel like you've won the lottery. But remember, you know, that life is a lot like a roller coaster. It ebbs and flows. It goes up and down. And sometimes it can go down really, really far. But sometimes it can get up really, really high as well. So both times are very fun. Both the upward climb and also the descent. So make sure that you are just enjoying every aspect that life kind of brings your way as well. Because there are so many beautiful blessings that are coming your way. Oh my goodness. And honestly, I'm not just saying that as well, because what I love seeing the Wheel of the Year, and especially with how many Queens and Major Arcana cards you have in the spread, this all indicates that there is a big change on the horizon, right? There is something that is definitely meant for you that you are going to achieve, that you are going to gain as well. Woohoo! So much abundance in money, in love, in happiness as well, right? Because the Ace of Cups is talking about my cup runneth over. You know, my cup is always fulfilled. I have more than enough. And that's why you're going to be open to meeting someone as well, because, oh my goodness, look what's under here is the Three of Pentacles in reverse, another 3, right? So definite harmony with yourself. But overall, in closing, we have the Princess of Swords. So this is very much saying, make sure that you're writing a list. Make sure that you're making a list as well of what it is that you want to achieve. Make sure that you're practicing those affirmations as well, because the Princess of Swords is someone who makes blueprints. She's someone who is an entrepreneur. She's someone who is very analytical as well. She is on the same entrepreneur vibe as the Queen of Wands, right? Like, let's be real. If they were to go out into a business, you know, they would be very strategic about it. They would be making the, like, archetype layouts as well, like saying, okay, this is how the structure is going to be built. You are very, very good at making blueprints, making a game plan, and kind of going from there as well. So make sure that you're making a list for what it is that you want in a partner, because you know what we have on the bottom of this deck? We have the literal King of Swords. So this is definitely someone who is just as analytical as you. Make sure that you're bringing in someone who is going to be your match, right? Because I feel like you're going to have them coming into your life very, very soon. Now, this could happen anywhere within, like, maybe the next, I'm hearing in particular, like 3-4 years. Maybe even 3 years, because we have so many 3s here, right? It might even be that around the time that you meet them, you might start seeing 333 a lot, or even 222. Those are really, really wonderful union numbers for you, I feel like, and this partnership. But regardless, there's going to be a big change when it comes to your love life overall. Woohoo! And see how there's this bird? It's like there's definitely going to be messages. You see how this King of Swords is looking over at that princess? Like, wow. So it's almost like you're still growing, you're still evolving, and while you're doing that, it's almost like they're just kind of waiting. They're waiting out. They're like, okay, when they are all ready, when they are all evolved into the queen, then we're going to get together. So make sure that you're still making plans for yourself. Make sure that you're still having fun as well, and you're achieving your goals, you're achieving your dreams as well. But thank you so much again, Tish. I really, really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Definitely let me know if it resonated. And yeah, I hope that I have the opportunity to read for you again in the future, because I absolutely love your energy. Oh my goodness. And you are going to be having so much abundance and so much happiness coming into your life. Oh my goodness, you aren't even going to believe it, honestly. But yeah, I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day or night, depending on when you're watching this. And I hope to hear from you soon.